Hey guys, it's the Geek Reviewer here, back with another weekly news roundup of the gaming news that was big this week. And this week we're going to start off by talking about that Project Scorpio specs has finally been released. The specs for the Project Scorpio are quite impressive for a console, a dedicated home console. Pretty impressive, actually. So let's just kind of run down on the specs of this machine. So the CPU is 8 custom by 86 cores clocked at 2.3 gigahertz each, with GPU having 40 customized compute units at 1172 megahertz, 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory with 326 gigabytes per second memory bandwidth, a 1 terabyte 2.5 inch hard drive, and a 4K UHD Blu-ray player as its optical drive. Now this is impressive. The big thing that I see is the 8 custom by 86 cores clocked at 2.3 gigahertz and 40 separate compute units for its GPU, all 40 of which are clocked at 1172 megahertz. 1172 megahertz. 40 of them. That's quite impressive. That's very, very impressive. Now stacked up to, the Xbox One and the PS4 Pro, stacked up, this thing's a beast. This is much more powerful than any home console that has been released to date. The Xbox One and the PS4 Pro both have 8 custom Jaguar cores clocked at 1.75 gigahertz and 2.1 gigahertz respectively. Their GPUs differ, 12 GCN compute units at 853 megahertz for the Xbox One, or if you have an Xbox One S, they're 914 megahertz. If you have a PS4 Pro, it's 36 improved GCN compute units at 911 megahertz. So the PS4 Pro is almost as powerful as the Project Scorpio, but doesn't quite reach there because there's less compute units, all clocked at lower megahertz. 8 gigabytes of DDR3 or DDR5. That's 4 less gigs of onboard memory for graphical fidelity and just computation in general. A lower memory bandwidth, same same hard drive, but it has a 4K UHD Blu-ray player, which the PS4 Pro did not include, which is very weird because you'd think if you want a 4K console, you want a 4K UHD Blu-ray player. But there's reasons why they didn't include it. I don't know the reasons, but Sony had good reasons not to include a 4K UHD Blu-ray player. But yeah, this is impressive for an Xbox One. Impressive for a console all around. I don't know if I can say I'm excited because I have a PC. Since I moved to PC, the whole idea that, this is a powerful console doesn't really mean much to me personally as a PC gamer, because I can upgrade my PC if I really wanted to make it more powerful. But not to gloat like a PC gamer. Not just me personally. I'm not too terribly interested in this, but it still sounds interesting. Still sounds cool. It's just the one problem though is that we will never really see the full potential of the Xbox Scorpio unveiled unless the Xbox Scorpio becomes the main Xbox home console and then Microsoft disbands the Xbox One. Because Microsoft promised that there would be no games made specifically for the Scorpio, that every game made would be cross-platform between the Xbox Scorpio and the Xbox One. So yes, the Scorpio can res up, an Xbox One game up to 4K, run it at 60 FPS, whatever. But that doesn't mean it's native 4K. I'm pretty sure that the Xbox One Scorpio could run native 4K, but no game is being made for consoles to run at native 4K because no consoles can run native 4K. Every 4K console, which every is one, it was the PS4 Pro, up-reses things to 4K. They don't run native 4K, from my understanding. I could be wrong. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I want this to be a discussion, but, until Scorpio is the main Xbox console, there will be no way we'll see the full potential of the Scorpio, and that's what everybody's discussing. That's what I'm going to be seeing. That's what a lot of people are saying. So, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody's wrong. But time will definitely tell if that's going to be the case. So, we'll see. Be hesitant, be cautious, but maybe Microsoft is on the right path to the next iteration of console gaming. The next big story was a rumor that went around. The vice president, Ryan Penagos of Marvel Digital Media and executive editor, said that the PlayStation 4 exclusive Spider-Man title will be released in 2017. This was captured in a live stream by a Reddit user by the name of Gaming Since 95. Pangos was talking about Marvel's recent video game, and there's even more on the horizon for 2017, like Spider-Man coming to PlayStation 4, and Marvel vs. Capcom. I think he was just doing like a regular, CEO spiel of this is what's on the horizon, and I guess he said Spider-Man without really knowing if it was coming out in 2017. So internet, took this by storm and blew it the fuck up. And then a Twitter user asked Insomniac Games if, hey, is this going to be coming out in 2017? And then Insomniac kind of put the rumor down, saying there's no release time frame to be announced yet. That doesn't mean it's not going to be coming out in 2017. Maybe in E3 there will be a big, reveal of Spider-Man PS4 coming out. I don't know, October 23rd or whatever. It's, that's not the date that I'm guessing. It's just I'm just ad-libbing a possibility. But who knows? That would be pretty cool if this game came out in 2017. I don't have a PS4 anymore, but maybe it'll come to PC and we can all play it, because all gamers should play all games. But it's whatever. It'll be interesting. But yeah, that was a rumor that was floating around. Take it with a grain of salt. This isn't the truth. It's a rumor. Even if it is the truth and we don't know it yet, again, take it with a grain of salt. Everybody takes everything too seriously. Don't come into my comment section burning it down because you think I'm telling you lies. But it's whatever. The next thing is the Witcher dev, who is CD Projekt Red, had to defend the trademark of cyberpunk. Now, the whole idea of trademarking words in a title is a little absurd to some people, because you can't trademark words that are used in sentences unless they are the title of your invention. Like iPhone is trademarked. You can't call something an iPhone that's not an iPhone, because you'll get sued. That's different, because the iPhone was not a word used in day-to-day speech until it was created. But they had to defend themselves, and let me see if I can pull up the quote. Oh, so CD Projekt Red explained the move is defensive, and here's what they said. The quote being, "We want to protect our hard work, and we don't plan on using the trademark offensively. It's a self-defense measure only." He went on further saying, "Cyberpunk 2077 is a massive project, and we've already invested a lot of hard work and resources into making it the best game we can." He then continued saying, he or she, the developer, I don't know if it was a woman or a man, saying, "We had to make sure we are the only entity that can use its exact name and naming scheme. Should we ever create a sequel, there's a possibility someone telling us we can't name it Cyberpunk 2078 or Cyberpunk 2. So basically what they're saying is they're not going to sue people for using the word cyberpunk. That's not the thing. But they want to trademark cyberpunk, so if they make a game in the future of a sequel, they can't be prevented from using Cyberpunk 2078 or Cyberpunk 2. They also said the reason for our registration is to protect us from any unlawful actions of our competitors. I'm gonna kind of side with CD Projekt Red with this because I think they're a good company and I think they mean well. I think it is to protect their own, cover their own asses. If somebody wanted to try to do something unlawful or prevent them from using a title that they wanted to use for a future sequel. And, I can understand that. I can see that. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because The Witcher 3 and The Witcher 2 were fucking amazing games. And they're very good with their, they're a very good company. They're very good with their IPs. They're very good with their games. So, but, I'm also cautious. I'm always a very cautious person when it comes to this kind of thing because you never know. If they're going to be malicious or if they're going to be, honest to their word that, no, we're not going to use this in a offensive way. So, time will tell. The next thing is, I talked about this in one of my last videos, Yooka-Laylee. Its reviews are coming in, and it's getting 5s, 6s, and 7s. Surprise. Everybody's surprised that it's getting such low scores, a game that's this highly anticipated. It's the ex-Banjo devs making another Banjo-Kazooie game, and it's not doing well in the review section. But I don't want to go too in-depth on this. If you didn't watch my video, I'll probably link it as I'm talking right now, so you can go ahead and click on it. But, it's not doing too terribly well, and this is another reason why expectations should be tempered. So, what are you gonna do on it? What are you gonna do? It didn't feel new. It didn't feel innovative. It felt old, stagnant, and just a nostalgia trip. And when you get something like that, it's not usually good. It's usually there for nostalgia, but it's not a good game. So, my advice to you is temper expectations for every game you see. Be cautious, but be optimistic. But don't take it to the point where you think this is going to be the best game that's ever going to release, and nobody can tell me otherwise. That's just my word of advice. The next thing I want to talk about is, after 4 long years, ladies and gentlemen, Attack on Titan got its first episode of its 2nd season. And I saw it because I have Crunchyroll Premium. I just could not wait a week to see this. And let me tell you, it was amazing. I loved. It wasn't. Let me backtrack and rephrase that. It was very good. Amazing is a very powerful emotional word. I really liked it. I know a lot of people that said it was boring, it was slow, and it just did not feel like Attack on Titan to an extent. Like it was Attack on Titan, obviously. It just didn't feel action-packed. But I defend it is that it's a setup for another story arc. I've read all the manga, or I read up to a certain point in the manga, and I understand what's about to happen next. So I know what's going to happen next, and I know what the relevance of this episode means to the story arc. I'm very excited to see what happens next. I understand why people didn't like it. It can have their opinions, but I encourage everybody that saw it and says that it wasn't that good to wait 2 more episodes, and you will be pleasantly surprised. I promise you that in 2 episodes, this season will turn itself around in your eyes, and it will be a better season than season 1. And season 1 was amazing. So, I don't want to talk too much into it because that, gets into spoilers. That gets into things that people don't want to hear. So, again, it's a good episode. It's a good introduction to season 2. Well worth the 4-year wait. So yeah, if you're interested in it, go see it. This Saturday, it should be free for all Crunchyroll users that don't have premium. You'll just have to have ads, but it is available because Crunchyroll has a thing where if you have premium, you get all episodes right after they air in Japan on Crunchyroll for a week. And if you don't have premium, you have to wait a week for all those episodes to come out to non-premium users. So if you don't have premium this Saturday, go watch it. If you have premium, close this video after you finish this video. Close this video, go watch Attack on Titan, come back to the comments, tell me what you thought of it. Awesome possum, awesome sauce. The last couple things I want to talk about is just wrap up of the week, what released, what's going to be released this week, box offices, whatnot. So let's start out by what games released this week. This is the week of April 2nd through April 9th. So let's start out on April 4th. Persona 5 launched, and Persona 5 is getting glowing reviews, 9s and 10s. They're saying it's one of the best JRPGs to come out in a while. Some people are saying that, that's going to be a wild statement to somebody, but it's getting glowing reviews. So keep an eye out for that. If you like JRPGs, if you like Persona, I would say get it, because apparently it's amazing. Try it out. I haven't played it. I've never played a Persona game. It came out on PS3 and PS4. Lego City Undercover came out April 4th. It looks like another Lego game. I haven't played a Lego game in a long time. That came out on April 4th for the Nintendo Switch and the PS4. Drawn to Death came out on April 4th on PS4. Air Conflict Secret War Ultimate Edition came out on April 4th for PS4. Arma Gallant Decks of Destiny came out on April 4th for PS4. Blackwood Crossing came out on April 4th, 2017. And Parappa the Rapper Remastered came out for PS4 on April 4th. Use Your Words came out on April 4th, 2017. Vuri VR came out on PS4 on April 4th, 2004, which I'm guessing obviously it's VR. It's a PSVR game. Talon Not Included came out on April 4th for the Xbox One. Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment came out for PC and Mac on April 5th. Enter the Gungeon came out on April 5th for the Xbox One. Graceful Explosion Machine came out on April 6th for the Nintendo Switch. Pinball Breakout came out for the 3DS on April 6th, 2017. Animal Gods came out on April 6th for the Wii U. ACA Neo Geo Galaxy Fight Universal Warriors. Jesus Christ, what's up with some of these fucking names? It's like, people that have, multiple fucking last names in the name. That's, and they could take 2 minutes to fucking tell you their name. It's like, what the fuck is this? I actually knew somebody that had that, and he said it was a ridiculously long last name, and he just went by a shorter last name, but I'm getting off topic. The ACA Neo Geo Galaxy Fight Universal Warriors came out on April 6th for the Xbox One. ACA Neo Geo Alpha Mission 2 came out April 6th for the Nintendo Switch. Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition came out today for the Xbox One and PS4. But yeah, and then for the weekend box offices, topping the list was Boss Baby with a weekend gross of $50 million. I heard Boss Baby's actually very good, surprisingly, because it looked to be a movie that might have been just a cheesy, corny kids movie, but I've heard that it's very good. It has very good humor, very good animation, very well directed, very well written. Topped the box office this weekend with $50 million. Beauty and the Beast, the remake, is number 2. Still in the top 5. I think last week it was actually number 1. Topped it with $45 million. Did not top it, but it was topped last week's, and this week it's number 2. Ghost in the Shell with the disappointing launch weekend of $18 million. There's this big story that Ghost in the Shell had a huge flop. People didn't go see it. People didn't like it. There's a whole debacle of whitewashing. I don't want to get into it because that's kind of political, but just my own 2 cents. It's a Japanese film. There's plenty of very talented Japanese actresses out there that could have played the role of the main character. It's not that I demonize, if, maybe sometimes they can't get the Japanese actors. I know that's sometimes happens. But in this case, there's plenty of talented Japanese actresses. I'm not demonizing Scarlett Johansson. I'm more saying that it was the studio's fault for not really looking into this and of that kind of perspective. But that's just my 2 cents. Don't go in the comment section crucifying me for my 2 cents, please. I don't want to hear it. I really don't fucking care. Power Rangers went down to number 4 from number 2 last week with $14 million. Kong Skull Island went from Went down to number 5 from number 3 last week with $8 million. And finally, after almost a month, Logan has finally exited the top 5 box offices with only $6 million. And I urge you to still go see Logan, because Logan was a very, very good movie. With the other 2 movies, Power Rangers was a good movie. Like I said last week, if you haven't seen a Power Rangers movie, it won't do much for you. But if you have seen it, it's pretty good. It's very corny, very Power Rangers, but with high budget. And it's pretty good. It's got a darker story than the original, but it's still very good. Kong Skull Island, a good reboot of Kong. I love monster movies. Monster movies, superhero movies, sci-fi movies. Those three are like the trifecta of my movie-going experience. If you make movies about those, I will probably go see it. But yeah, very good, very good, very good, very good. But yeah, guys, that's your weekly news roundup for the week of April 7th. I hope you guys enjoyed, and leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.